Now pictures. Hi everyone, my name is Raemie Reyes and welcome to my YouTube channel. This week, what we are going into is a Kylie Jenner makeup tutorial. I'm really excited about this one only because it kind of fell into my lap and I was feeling inspired of the moment. I was actually getting my hair done by Margarita, who is the owner of I Do Hair and Makeup Artistry, and she was putting in these lovely braids into my hair and I kind of felt like a Kardashian, so I thought, why not do a Kylie Jenner tutorial since she is the hot thing right now and so are these boxer braids. It's just what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. Stay tuned. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go in and define our brows just a little bit. So I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Perfect Brow Pencil in the color medium brown. And I'm going to use this to actually define my brows. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on the arch of the eyebrows as well as the tail. And so I'm going to extend out the tail just a little bit, but I am outlining the brow nice and evenly as well as filling it in just a little bit and then using the end of the pencil, the spoolie, to brush out and more blend in that pencil. So once we get the pencil and our brows defined, we're going to go back in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in the color Taupe. So now this is going to help even more define and darken up our brows just a little bit. For me, I have more of the blonde to my hair, so I don't want my eyebrows to be too dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the pomade exactly where I'm putting the pencil. So it's going to be nice and even. I'm going to outline. I'm even going on the opposite area of my hair, so I'm going in the opposite direction. And with that, then making sure that I'm getting all the way up to the skin, everything is covered, everything is nice and smooth. And then I'm going to take a spoolie again and brush that out and blend those in together as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer, and this is an eyeshadow primer. So I'm just going to take a little tiny pea size on my finger and blend it into my eyelid area. So everywhere from where my eyelashes start to where my brow is about to begin. So all the way in between there. Make sure you get those in nice and evenly and on both sides. And then I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever HD Pressed Powder. And this is a translucent powder. So it's just a white clear powder. It's really nice. But it's going to set in the Lorac primer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put on a little bit of tape to our eyes. So this is going to help define our eyes, and what we like to do is this is going to help angle out and give us that natural drawn out cat eye look naturally. It's going to also help shape in our eyeshadow. So I'm going to place the tape at an angle going up from the corner of my eye, a little bit tilted up towards the end of my brow. So it's not going all the way too far up, but it is going with the natural arches of my face. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in with my crease color and do the Lorac eyeshadow pod, which is in the color Caramel, and I'm going to now make the depths in my eye. So it's just going to be all the way on the inside corner where it naturally will lift in my eye, so the natural crease. And I'm going to bring it all the way out, even past and onto the tape, and the tape will grab onto any of the extra residue that we have on there. Then I'm just going to take a clean and fluffy brush and then blend that out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to even more so define my brow, and I'm going to go into the Temptu Pro SB Concealer Wheel. And with that, I'm going to take a very flat square brush and I'm going to take a pigment or a concealer that is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but not too light where it's a lot more noticeable because this is going to be covered up later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to very nicely follow the entire bottom area of my brow. So it's going to follow my natural arch, the natural under arch, and that's going to help to highlight and give it a little bit more oomph and a natural arch later. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the Tartelette Amazon Clay Matte Palette, and I'm going to use the color Dreamer. And with this is going to help to make my depth later. We are focusing more on creating that natural cat eye look, especially because that's how Kylie Jenner is a little bit known for, is to the drawn out smoky eye, but still very natural and pretty. So now we're going to add just a little bit of depth, and the Dreamer is going to go in just the inside crease where your eye is naturally creasing, all the way out until where the tape goes. So you can blend it into the caramel, but we still want to see both colors. So that's why we go in with a fluffy brush and we blend those out and make sure they're nice and even, as well as going back and forth with the caramel and the color Dreamer to make sure that those pigments are nice and even and in there smooth. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Lorac Pro Edition 1 palette and I'm going to mix two colors, and that's going to be Expresso and Black. And with those two colors, this is where the tape comes involved, and this is going to help make a smoky winged liner effect, and it's going to keep the wing liner pretty sharp and tight, and that's why we're following the natural arch and the tape line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take more of a really small angled brush, and I'm going to make sure that I am making my winged, and then I'm bringing in the smokiness all the way in, but focusing more on the ends than on the insides. So before I go and really define more of my liner, I'm going to first go in with the Stilla Smudge Pot in the color Black, and I'm going to just very lightly fill in, not too much because we still have to go in and put some more powder on our eyes, but we are going to fill in just a little bit of the line on the end and make it a little bit darker towards the outside. So to finish up the powder, I am going to go back into the Tartelette palette and I'm going to use the color Supermom. And with that, I am going to press in Supermom into my lids, not touching the areas that I already have some liner on and not going too high up where it's going to hit the brown. So now what I'm going to do, now that we have the shadows on our lid area, now I'm going to go back and forth between the Stilla Smudge Pot and the color Expresso and Black, and just kind of smoke out and define the eyeliner so it's not too harsh of a line. We're not going for that look because Kylie Jenner doesn't usually have that type of eyeliner. It's usually a little bit more of the smoky winged, little sexy, little subtle. So now what we're going to do is now for the highlight portion of this episode, we are going to go in with the Lorac Pro Edition 1 palette in the color Nude. And with that, I am just taking a Morphe M150 brush and following the bottom of my eyebrow, so exactly where I put the Temptu concealer, as I'm going over it with the nude color. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to blend out the bottom of the highlighter to the caramel color so that way the eyes are all blended. Now I'm going to go back in with the Temptu Pro SB Concealer Wheel, and I'm going to use a color that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone or the foundation that I'm using. That way I have a natural highlight underneath my eyes and it makes the eyes pop. Especially because this is a Kardashian thing. So I'm going to take in the concealer and I'm going to put it all the way into my eye socket, even pulling it up just a little bit towards my temple area. That way it gives the illusion of my face being a little bit tighter and more angled. So with that, I'm going to put in the concealer and then I'm going to blend it in with my Beauty Blender. And then I'm going to go back in with the Makeup Forever High Definition Press Powder. And I'm going to set in the concealer all the way up to where my temples are. So everywhere I have concealer, I'm putting in powder. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into two different palettes again, and we're going to go into the Lorac Pro 1 palette, and we're going to use the color Expresso, as well as go back to the Tartelette palette and use the color Wanderer. And with that, I'm going to do the Expresso, and I'm going to put it just on my lash lines, just at the very end, to kind of connect it to the top winged area. And then I'm going to go into the Tartelette palette with the Morphe S20 brush, and I'm going to use the color Wanderer to brush all the way around my lash lines. So now this is going to blend out and not make sure that the Expresso is too harsh, but it is going to blend out and make my bottom line smoky. So for the mascara portion is, since I do have lash extensions from Melissa, who is the owner of @Lash here in Tucson, I am going to go in with a black diamond coating for eyelash extensions, and what this does is it helps to seal in my lashes as well as dust off any of the powder that might have dropped and darken up my lashes naturally, and it is a water-based product so it doesn't hurt. So what I'm going to do is just brush on an upwards motion with the black diamond, and then for the bottom part what I'm going to do is use regular mascara, which is going to be the SmashBox Full Exposure Mascara in the color Jet Black. And then what I'm doing is just brushing over really lightly the bottom lashes that I have, making sure that they're nice and dark and really pretty. That way they're even and dark enough as well with the top part. So one of my next steps is going to be to give me just a little bit of a highlight. So what I'm going to do is go into the Lorac Pro 2 palette and use the color beige and use a very light, not very hard blending brush, and I am going to dip it in to the beige and then just lightly brush in the highlight into the corner of my eye, bringing it upwards into the eyeshadow on the top and bringing it down to my lash line on the bottom. So to help myself give that little bit of the contour look, what I'm going to do is go into the Too Faced Chocolate Medium Deep Matte Bronzer, and I'm going to now chisel out and make my face shape the way that I want it to be. So what I like to do is I like to make a little bit more of the fishy face. I like to bring in the matte bronzer because it is natural, and hollow out the sides of my cheeks here, even the forehead, the temple, bring it all the way to my chin. Make sure everything is nice, even, and chiseled. And this helps because the Kardashians like more of the nice, soft, natural, dewy, or matte skin. This is going to help to create that illusion that our face is naturally like this. Now what I'm going to do to help give me even more so of that contoured look, I'm going to go into the SmashBox Hint of Bronze, and this is a very, very subtle bronzer that has a little bit of the shine and the dewiness to it, and this is just a little bit of the sun-kissed look. So I am going to even more so deepen out the hollows of my cheek, as well as follow everywhere that I went with the matte bronzer. So forehead, temple, chin, bring it down just a little bit and just chisel some things out. So focusing more on the apples of my cheeks, which are here in the middle, I'm going to go in with the Nars Orgasm blush and focusing again on the apples. So I'm going to put a little bit of the blush here and bring it out just a little bit into the tragus area of my ears, but focus more here because this is where you want to have the pop in the cheek here. And that way we also don't get rid of our contour too much. Now what we're going to do is give ourselves just a little bit of that nice highlight that we want to help the contouring and to help each feature that we want to stand out just a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Compact Shine On in the color Flesh and just use a fan brush and put some on the highs of my cheekbones here, as well as the bridge of my nose, a little bit on the Cupid's bow, and just a little bit under my lip. That way it gives the pouty look. So Kylie Jenner is definitely known for her big lips and her matte mauve lips. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of mock that just a little bit. And I'm going to go in with the natural lip liner. And I am going to not overdraw my lips, but what I am going to do is I am going to make sure that I pronounce the bow just a little bit more than I usually would. But I am going to follow my own natural lip for this look. Then for the lipstick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Maybelline Darling Nude lipstick, which is already a matte lipstick. And then I'm going to fill it in and overlap the liner that I have put onto my lips. So I do have a little bit of the liner going in, and sometimes you can even go over that just a little bit more. Now just to ensure that my lipstick is matte, as it says, because it did seem like that it has a little bit of a sheen to it, I am going to go in with the Smashbox Instant Matte. It's a lipstick transformer and it's a gel matte, and what it does is it helps to create basically any lipstick. I haven't tried it on glass, but it does try any lipstick into matte, which is amazing, especially for this look. So I am going to push just a little tiny piece onto my fingers, just a little pea size, and then I'm going to dab it on top of the lipstick. That way it ensures that it's matte. Alright everyone, there you have it. There is our Kylie Jenner inspired makeup tutorial. I hope you guys are digging this one because I am digging it, and I'm digging these braids. I definitely feel like a Kardashian. So if you guys do recreate this look, please hashtag Raemie Makeup as well as I do here in Makeup Artistry. That way we can see all the inspiration that you guys have out there as well. Also, if you have any feedback, comments, anything you guys would like to see in the future, please make sure you guys leave a comment down below and we will get to ya. So until then, I will see you next week.